Hi everyone. Today I'm going to do 3 kaleidoscopes all at once, and I want you to listen to the amount of stick blending because that is one of the main things. So I'm going to keep quiet now. Right, so first of all, I just want to tell you that the stick blender I'm using is a very weak stick blender. It's not one of those strong ones. They just make, it's just too much. Then second of all, you could hear clearly it was 6 1-second bursts, and then stir, and another 6 1-second bursts, and stir. And if you do 2 more, you will regret it. I've regretted it many times. I do 6 and that's it for most pours. It's literally when I just want to do a very quick big slab, then I'll stir more than that. That is plenty. So it's extremely important if you want to work with a fluid batter, which you want to when you do kaleidoscopes. You want as fluid a batter as possible. That's when you get the nice crisp lines. And you can also work for a very long time with in this way. This took me more than half an hour to pour, and by the end it was maybe on a very, very light trace. So here I start pouring. This is my tubes. Some of them, I think 2 were 9 centimeters inside diameter, and the other one 8.4. So they're quite big. You'll see when it gets a little bit higher, I make little circles with the spout of the squeeze bottle. Because the batter is so fluid, it won't just spread to the sides by itself. It will sort of just make a tiny little puddle. So I just spread it by going in a circle with the bottle. So that's the other thing. Your tubes cannot be too deep. These ones I would usually work on a 20 centimeter high tube. If it's too high, then you can't get down deep enough into the tube with your squeeze bottle to not dump the batter, but to rather place it on top of the previous round of batters. You want to get close to the surface, work close to the surface, and there you can start seeing how I'm making these little circles quite clearly. It's very easy. There's nothing to it. As long as you can keep your batter fluid. The minute it starts going thick, it's just uncomfortable and it's blobs and doesn't want to go where it doesn't just move smoothly to where you want it. What else can I tell you? Oh, then the fragrance. I use something like a citrus or a lemongrass essential oil, because that slows down trace. Your citrus has to be 5-fold, or you must just add another fragrance that also won't accelerate trace with your citrus. Just do a mix, so that, because some of the citrus doesn't stay in the soap. I've heard they say that if you mix it with coal and clay, it also stays in better, or you use a 5-fold essential oil. So your fragrance is very important, because I test every single one. It can just accelerate it immediately. So The ones that I used here was lemongrass. I'm not sure what the other one. Oh, green fig. It's South African, so most people won't know from which companies, but they definitely slow down your acceleration. So yeah, it's I'm doing it real time. I've slowed down so that you can just see how long it takes. So it does take time, but it doesn't matter because your batter stays fluid. You know, my white's almost done. But you can see it even drips out, still drips out. Then when I pull out the disc, when I just started, I just pulled it out. Now I take time, I pull it out very slowly. I think it does make a difference. And also you want to pull it up straight up, and also the other thing that you want to check before you even start, when your disc is lying at the bottom of your tube, that it lies nice and flat. I work with stainless steel. We can't buy these things, so I just design all my own and have it cut, and I have it cut from 1 millimeter stainless steel, and then it's extremely strong. And I've got also a stainless steel threaded rod, a 2 millimeter threaded rod that I pull up the disc with. And because it's all stainless steel, and steel, you can bend it a little bit. The disc you can't. It's very strong, the 1 millimeter. But you can bend the rod a little so that you can make sure your disc is flat and at the 90-degree angle. You don't want to bump your rod and then, you know, cause waves, because that will distort your pattern. And then obviously your pattern is very important. You need to look for nice patterns. I design my own, so it's quite nice. I can do new ones all the time. And yeah, you want nice crisp lines. You don't want blurring of lines. You want to see the pattern. That's the most important thing. And it's very satisfying to see these designs when you cut them, which you will soon see. When I'm going to cut this, you'll see. And yeah, what else? What else is important? It's your recipe. Your recipe is very important. If you do a recipe on soap calc, when you go to view or print recipe, on the right hand side at top corner, there's a saturated versus unsaturated fats. You need to work at about 40 to 60, no more than 42 to 58. I prefer 40 to 60. If that 40 or 42 goes higher, the higher it goes, the quicker your batter will also, you know, set. You need that ratio to be around 40, 42 to 60, 58. Very important. Okay, guys, so I think I've sort of told you everything I want to. The main thing was so that you can hear how little stick blending I do. I do not get the people that stick blend for minutes and minutes and minutes and on end. It's mind-boggling to me. I don't know how you make soap that way. I don't know how you can get anything properly done, because the more fluid your batter, even with other pours, it just works so much better if it's not thick. The only thing I think you would want it thick for is when you do layers with ups and downs in the layers, when you use those scraping tools to scrape a pattern into it. That's the only time I would want to really have a thick batter. Alright, so yeah, I'm starting to cut, and you can see how clear the lines are, but you'll see it at the end when I show some photos of these soaps. I don't want to drag this out too long, so I just speed up the the videos. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you, but I think that's the most important. So it's your recipe, it's your stick blending, it's your fragrance, your tubes not too high so you can get right to the bottom. Obviously your squeeze bottles and your longer spouts. I just use pipettes. I elongate them just with a pipette that I cut off. Those plastic pipettes, you can buy them all over the place. And yeah, and then obviously your design is very important. You want nice designs for your discs. And I think that's about it. Enjoy the video and enjoy the photos at the end.